Welcome back to Tenor Guitar Time. Let's learn a new song today. Let's learn an old song that's new to us on the tenor guitar. So remember, we're tuning this GDAE, and let's work on the chords to "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" by George Harrison. Now, if you've been through my Dear Prudence video from a few weeks or months ago, it has similar features. And if you remember the Dear Prudence one, it had it's a major chord that it's built on, and it walks down. So While My Guitar Gently Weeps has the same beautiful walk down idea based on a minor chord, the A minor. Now I'm doing the C shape because I think to do the walk down, it's the easiest shape to choose. So just a quick review. Remember our C shape. The chords, the shapes are named, I named them after how I play them down at the first position. So our C shape is this one. And when it goes to the minor, this third note just goes down one fret. So that would be C minor. So the root of the chord is on the low string. So let's move that up to the A. Now, hopefully your tenor guitar has good intonation so you're in tune when you play up high on the neck. You can do this pattern here. Or if you have bigger hands and a further stretch with your fingers, you can also play it down here, which is the same thing. All right, so when I play it, I like to start up here, and then maybe I'll go down here on another time around the verses. One more thing about doing cover versions I'd like to talk about. All right. Us tenor guitar players, we're always doing our own versions because hardly anybody uses a 4-string guitar. So when we do these, learn these versions of songs, they're not accurate to obviously what the Beatles are doing and all those studio musicians and all the guitar layers with guest stars. We're just doing a simplified version with 4 strings. I would like to show you a version of this in the C shape, minor shape chords for the verses. Then when we get to the chorus, maybe we should mix it up with different shapes. We'll get to that in a minute. One other thing is Eric Clapton is doing a lot of the transition licks between choruses and verses when there's a pause. Now there's lots of YouTube videos of people showing those note for note solos that Eric Clapton does, and if you really care about doing note to note, you can look at those videos, write the notes down, and then transfer them over here. I'm not really a fan of learning note for note transcriptions of other people's music. First of all, if you can nail it note for note, even if you nail it note for note, it's not going to sound like the original. It never does. Sometimes I hear a cover song on the radio where someone tries to exactly copy the tone and all the parts of a Zeppelin song or something. And I always go, wow, they learned all the parts exactly, but it just sounds kind of empty. Whereas artists that make it their own, use it as inspiration, filter it through their own lens, it's usually far more interesting. Anyway, that's my philosophy. So I'm not going to show you the Eric Clapton licks. It's probably more interesting if you find your own anyway. So let's get to the basic chord structure. All right, so the main verse does the beautiful walk down pattern. So it goes A minor in the C shape. Now the E note is in the A minor arpeggio. The A minor arpeggio, A, C, E, A. So in this case, because of the nature, the fact that we're in A minor, You could let that high E string ring out if you want to. It kind of blurs the focus a little bit, so I usually just mute it with the side of my finger because I don't want it ringing out all the time. So anyway, let's go through the chords. A minor, this low note comes down to the 12th fret. The low note goes to the 11th fret. The low note goes to the 10th fret. So that's the main walk down. Let's just practice that a few times. Whoops. So that's the pattern for the first half of the verse. Now the verse ends differently on the first line and then on the second line. So the first time it comes around, after it does the walk down, it'll go back to A minor, then it'll go to G, D, E. Now over the D and E, that's where Clapton is doing those bendy, the licks that have lots of bends in them. But I just feel, I kind of get embarrassed when I'm trying to copy someone else like that. So I do this, when I end that first half of the verse, G, so that fits in there. And I'm kind of trying to approximate other instruments and drums and stuff that are going on behind there instead of just concentrating on the well-known lick. Let's go do the first half of the verse ending in this D, E part. So we do the walk down. A minor to G to D to E. A minor and G again, but this time it goes C, E. Okay, so just to repeat, the verse has two sections. The first half does the walk down, and then it ends the verse by going A minor, G, D, E. On the second half of the verse, it's all the same until the end. A minor, G, and then it goes C, E. So one time you're ending D, E, another time you're ending C, E. Now, I like to mix up my chord shapes when I get to that part. Since we're already, for now, let's just keep it in the C shape. Okay, we're going to do all this in the C shape, the verses. Now that little thing I'm doing over under where that Clapton lick would be, I do this little thing where I'm playing the low two notes. So here'd be my D chord in the C shape. I'm just playing the low two notes and I'm going. So I'm strumming the low two notes as my D chord. And then on the D string, and it kind of sounds like it fits in there. So let's just do that. Let's go over this little part here of the D, E part. sounds fuller. It sounds more full if you're playing the two notes for each beat. All right, so let's try that, and then on the other one, on the second half, we'll end with the C and E. So let's just go. This will be the complete verse in its full length. Okay. Again. All right, so that's your verse. Practice that till you have it down cold. Then the chorus. Okay, so we go from A. Now let's change our shapes here. We don't want to just stick with the C shape for the whole song. So this time, let's go to our A shape. Remember, our A shape chord is this one. And this one works pretty good for most of this. So we go A, C sharp minor. Here's my C sharp root note right there. Now F sharp minor, we have a couple of choices. The D shape chord, it would be right here. So you don't even have to move anywhere. So we go F sharp minor, back to C sharp minor, to B minor, to E. Okay, let's talk about that chorus a little more. So, A, C sharp minor. Now the F sharp minor maybe is a better choice right here. Our F sharp note is right here. This is our E shape minor chord. So the root is not on the low string, it's on the D string. Then back to C sharp minor, B minor, E. All right, so there's lots of ways we could do this. For now, I may choose, as I'm going to eventually go around the whole song, you'll notice sometimes I just do the low two notes on the chorus. So I'll do the low notes, and there's a double stop C sharp minor right here. And it's really close to the A. C sharp minor, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, B minor, E. I always, when I'm learning a song, like to figure out lots of options as I'm learning it, so that I can see where they mix in better as I'm playing it. All right, so let me just go through the chorus twice, and then I'll show you how I just kind of walk back into the verse, and then we'll just keep going around. Well, the chorus, so. that's your chord structure. Now, after you get good at that, and if you're playing with a friend, or if you record your chords, or if you have a looper pedal, then you can practice doing your own solo work. Now, if you're going to make up a solo over the verse with the walk down part, remember, I'm all about the arpeggios. So if you remember where your good notes are, now remember the A minor arpeggio notes are right here. So think of those key notes, and you can add little ornaments while you're doing your chord pattern. Try to hit this walk down note, and then do any of those arpeggio notes that you want to in the A minor, because you're still in the A minor chord, really, even though the bass note is walking down. So I'll try to go slow here. So you could do something like, there you have it. That's the underlying structure of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, with some ideas of how to play some melody work, add some interest, different ideas for chord shapes, where you can play it. All right, well, thanks for joining me on Tenor Guitar Time, and let's keep practicing.